The vapor pen is a high-quality, reliable, and reusable sample device. Following its introduction in 2011, the vapor pen has become the worldwide standard in vapor intrusion investigations, source characterization, mitigation and pressure testing, active soil gas sampling, and long-term monitoring. The vapor pen's patented and easy-to-use design reduces sampling time, allowing collection of more samples for less cost. The vapor pen was designed specifically to eliminate the problems associated with other sampling methods. The innovative design of the vapor pen allows it to easily connect to a variety of tubing diameters and fittings, and it can make an airtight seal without the use of grout. The vapor pen is easily installed, sampled, and retrieved for reuse. In this video, we will discuss the vapor pen product line, as well as the use of the vapor pen for sub-slab soil gas sampling. The vapor pen excels as a sub-slab soil gas sampling device. It can be installed in either a flush mount or stick-up configuration, depending on your sampling needs. First, we will discuss the tools and components we will need to install a vapor pen. Always ensure proper personal protective equipment is used when installing the vapor pen. The following are required: a rotary hammer drill, a 5/8 inch diameter hammer drill bit, the vapor pen installation extraction tool, a 3/4 inch diameter bottle brush, a wet dry vacuum with a HEPA filter for concrete dust management, a dead blow hammer, and finally an assembled vapor pen with silicone sleeve and protective cap. Furthermore, if a flush mount configuration is desired, a 1 1/2 inch diameter hammer drill bit will be required. A vapor pen drilling guide and vapor pen flush mount cover can also be implemented if desired. The vapor pen will need to be prepared for use. To install the sleeve on the vapor pen, simply push a silicone sleeve onto and over the base until it is seated squarely over the large barb fittings. The use of gloves is recommended for this process. For ease, the vapor pen can be screwed into a vapor pen secure cover as shown here. Vapor pen also provides an elastrator tool, which makes the sleeve installation even easier. Simply screw the vapor pen into a stainless steel secure cover, place the silicone sleeve onto the elastrator, expand it, and push it down onto the bottom of the vapor pen until it seats squarely over the large barb fittings. Prior to installing the vapor pen, the sample location should be checked for buried obstacles such as pipes, electrical lines, or concrete rebar. For a stick-up configuration, set up the wet-dry vacuum to collect drill cuttings and dust, and drill a 5/8 inch hole through the slab and approximately 1 inch into the underlying soil to form a void. This hole must be 5/8 inch in diameter to ensure a seal with the vapor pen. Use of the vapor pen drilling guide ensures that the hole will be straight through the slab. Remove the drill bit and brush the hole using the bottle brush. Remove any loose cuttings with the wet, dry vacuum. Place the lower end of the vapor pen assembly into the drilled hole. Position the top of the vapor pen into the small recess in the handle of the installation extraction tool. Tap the vapor pen into place using the dead blow hammer. Ensure that the installation extraction tool is aligned parallel to the vapor pen to avoid damaging the barb fitting. During installation, the silicone sleeve will form a slight bulge between the slab and the vapor pen threads. Place the protective cap on the vapor pen to prevent vapor loss prior to sampling. For flush mount configuration, drill a 1 1/2 inch diameter hole at least 1 3/4 inch into the slab. Use of the vapor pen drilling guide is recommended. Once the correct depth is reached, the drilling guide will sit flush against the slab. Over-drilling can result in difficulty when installing and removing the vapor pen. In the center of the 1 1/2 inch diameter hole, drill a 5/8 inch diameter hole through the slab as shown before. Use the bottle brush to prepare the hole for installation. Install the vapor pin so the top of the barb fitting is below grade and place the protective cap onto the vapor pin. The vapor pin can be protected with either the plastic cover or the stainless steel secure cover. Consult any applicable guidance for your situation to determine how much time should be allowed for subslab soil gas conditions to equilibrate prior to sampling. After installation of the vapor pin and equilibration of subslab soil gas conditions, we can begin the sampling process. Conduct leak tests in accordance with any applicable guidance documents. If a method of leak testing is not specified, an alternative method, leak testing via mechanical means, can be used. This method involves the use of a water dam and vacuum pump, which we will demonstrate next. To leak test a vapor pin via mechanical means, we will need the following items: 3 stopcocks, 2 T-fittings, a handheld vacuum pump, a photoionization detector, PID, or other pump for purging soil gas, a Summa canister or other sample device, a vacuum gauge, 0.25-inch outer diameter sample tubing, such as Nylaflow, tubing or fittings to connect sample tubing to equipment, such as Tygon R-3803, VOC-free modeling clay, a 2-inch diameter plastic pipe couple, and finally, distilled water. Ensure that components in the sample train are clean and free of VOCs or VOC-containing substances. First, perform a shut-in test. Assemble the sample train as shown. Place a handheld vacuum pump or a peristaltic pump at the end of the sample train. Next, close stopcock 1, open stopcocks 2 and 3, and impose a vacuum of 15 inches mercury equivalent with the vacuum or peristaltic pump. Close stopcock 3 and observe the vacuum gauge for 1 to 5 minutes to verify that pressure in the sample train changes no more than 0.5 inches of mercury equivalent. Tighten or replace any leaking components if needed. The compression fitting connecting sample tubing to the sample canister is a common leak point. After the shut-in test, attach the peristaltic pump or PID to the end of the sample train and pour enough distilled water into the pipe couple or flush mount depression to immerse the tubing connection to the vapor pin. Open all stopcocks and purge the sample point as required by the data quality objectives. Water level might drop slightly due to absorption into the concrete, but if there is a sudden drop in water level, the appearance of water in sample tubing, or other indication of water entering the subslab, remove the distilled water from the couple or depression and reposition the vapor pin to stop the leakage before resuming the leak test and sampling. After leak testing and purging, close stopcock 2 and begin sampling. If long-term sampling is conducted, i.e. 8 or 24-hour samples, the vacuum gauge, stopcock 3, PID, and pumps can be removed immediately after closing stopcock 2 for use at subsequent sample locations. After sampling is completed, ensure the sample container is closed and begin disassembly of the sample train. For a flush mount configuration, replace the protective cap and cover on the vapor pin and leave it in place for any subsequent sampling events. After use, remove and discard the silicone sleeve and protective cap from the vapor pin. Decontaminate the vapor pin in a hot water and Alkanox wash, then heat in an oven to a temperature of 265 degrees Fahrenheit or 130 degrees Celsius for 15 to 30 minutes. The vapor pin is designed to be used repeatedly, however, replacement parts and supplies will be required periodically. These parts are available online at vaporpin.coxcolvin.com.